The missing ossuary. 10 ossuaries were found. One is missing. What happens? What happened to it? Well, we know what happened to it. Most archaeologists know what happened. When you have ossuaries found, and then they're put in trucks and they're brought to the Israel Antiquities Authority, or the Department of Antiquities in those days, at the Rockefeller Museum in Jerusalem, and one goes missing, what happened? Well, either somebody broke it or somebody stole it. It's very simple. There's no big mystery. And usually they get stolen. Why do they get stolen? Because you can make a quick buck. Some laborer steals an ossuary, sells it to a friend who was a dealer in the old city of Jerusalem or in Silwan or somewhere. And they get 100, they probably get $50, and the person sells it for $500. It's common that ossuaries are stolen. So we know one ossuary is stolen. How do we know? Because they were cataloged preliminary. There's a preliminary catalog kind of created at the site, and then a more detailed one later at the Israel Antiquities Authority and at the Rockefeller Museum. So 10 were written down, and only 9 are there. So one went missing. What happened to the missing ossuary? Well, 9 of them have photographs. The 10th doesn't. So that leads you to understand that when they were taking the pictures at Rockefeller, one of them was already missing, never got photographed. So initially they were cataloged. Somebody wrote down a preliminary report. So what do they say in this preliminary report? That it's plain. Now what do we say about the missing ossuary? We say it may very well be the famous or infamous, depending where you're coming from, James, son of Jesus, son of Joseph, brother of Jesus ossuary. Now that's a famous ossuary, because when it appeared in 2002, it seemed to imply that this is the first archaeological evidence of Jesus of Nazareth, and here we have the bone box of his brother James or Jacob. And here we have James, son of Joseph, brother of Jesus. And then people came and they said, the ossuary is fine, the son of Joseph is fine, the brother of Jesus is forged. Those 2 words in Aramaic, Achuya de Yeshua, that's forged. Well, maybe it was forged, or say the Israel Geological Society, maybe it was cleaned. Now, we've made a case that maybe the famous James, son of Joseph, brother of Jesus ossuary that appeared mysteriously in the antiquities market may in fact have originated in this tomb and be the missing ossuary. Now, what do we base this on? The time. The time is right. This tomb was found in 1980. The owner, Oded Golan, says he got it around in the late 1970s, 1976, 77, 78. It's around the same time. Maybe it's the missing ossuary. Maybe he doesn't remember. Maybe he's got memory off by 2 years. He might argue maybe it's from this tomb, but not the missing ossuary. Maybe there was an 11th ossuary that was looted earlier, before the bulldozers found the tomb when they were building the Talpiot suburb. In any case, the time is right. Now what happened? Originally they were cataloged at the site. Then they were measured again. When they were cataloged at the site, the measurements were rounded out. This is the only one that all the measurements are rounded out. Width of the missing ossuary from the Talpiot tomb, the Jesus family tomb, the width perfectly to the centimeter matches the James ossuary. The height to the centimeter matches the James ossuary. The length is off by about 2 centimeters, 2.5, maybe 3 centimeters. That's not that significant. A, it seems to be rounded out. B, you don't know where people measured from. Sometimes the top, the bottom, the side, and these are not perfectly, they're trapezoid. The James ossuary is trapezoid. Furthermore, it was wet. If it was measured when it was wet, it would be about 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters, maybe even more long. It shrinks when it dries. So your measurements are going to be different right away when you find something and when you catalog it later. But besides, they rounded things off. They're off in their measurements constantly by a couple of centimeters. So the date is right, the measurements are right, but we did something unique.